I have so many problems being succinct. If at first you aren't succinct, suck until you are succinct. I wanted to talk to you about top-down media versus, I don't even know what to call it, shared? There's an aspect of multiplicity, interconnection. I don't even know what the best word for it is. There's this old model of top-down production-consumption relationship. Traditionally, starting with the onset of the Industrial Revolution, right? When that stuff was occurring, 1800s, a lot of advancements were made in industrial production that moved our society from individualized kind of one-on-one interactions where you would barter with someone, or even, money was around for a long time at this point. Transactions with monetary value being traded for, something of material value, or entertainment, what have you. But certain things created this new system of mass production and this unidirectional consumption. Namely, the assembly line is a big one. Henry Ford had the revolutionary idea, instead of employees, starting a car in a garage and building it from the chassis up, and as people with different specializations need to work on this car, the people who were working there take their tools and leave, and the other specialists, who may be putting on the body panels or what have you, come in with their tools and continue the production. And Ford thought, we're moving all these tools and people around, let's change this, make a conveyor that will bring that vehicle to the next station. That way the specialist, who puts the doors on, for example, can just do that over and over with his tools right there. There's none of all this moving around. Made things a lot more efficient. Even before that, interchangeable parts made a dramatic change. And this was most noticeable, I think, around the American Civil War. Part of the reason it was so deadly is because they finally got the precision that they could manufacture firearms to the point where you could interchange parts. You'd have to build each part for that gun, and you'd have to custom craft it so that the gun would work properly. Once they got to a certain point of precision, they could make parts that were basically identical. They could mass produce them and then just assemble the gun from whatever parts were sitting around. If a part failed, you just grab a different one. And this was a huge change because the identity of each individual gun was being removed, so that they essentially clones of each other. You could interchange them. All of this went together to lead to a very top-down approach of production and consumption, where corporation, whose primary interest is making profit, manufactures goods in mass on their assembly line and then sells it to whoever in society is interested in, owning that good or service, benefiting from that service. And this carried on into the media, and is easily to see in television that there are large media corporations who mass produce shows, entertainment, news, primary interest, again, on primary interest on profit. Let's go over. Okay. I'm running out of time already. I'm no good at being succinct. I'll just keep sucking till I am succinct. That's my goal. So television uses this top-down method as well. And the thing about this is that corporations are machines. They institutionalize their policies and hone them over time, again with the ultimate goal of being maximization of profits. And their biggest asset are their consumers. Those people who would willingly trade them money to get their goods that are mass-produced. Now, I'm not well, alright, what's my point with this? I'm trying to talk about YouTube here. The thing that's amazing and exciting about YouTube is the fact that it totally breaks down this system. Rather than relying on a corporation, a single entity, to mass produce our entertainment or our information or, controlling our interaction, which they do to some extent. But my point is that it's the consumers who are crafting the goods. And they're in fact free. So instead of merely this top-down system where you have the multitude of consumers isolated from each other, as if in, a matrix, separated from each other, and all interacting in a one-directional manner, just consuming what the corporation puts out. Suddenly you have a change where, let me use red. These people start to meet each other and form friendships, interact directly with each other. And as this happens more and more, I believe we're understanding each other better and better. There's more, the matrix, instead of being people compartmentalized and isolated from each other, suddenly we're intermeshing through our communication, through our bonds of friendship that we create, and we're all affecting each other. If you just watch a few videos that are humorous on YouTube, things forwarded through email, it's hard to see this effect. Even if you are an active consumer of the website, that is, you're viewing a lot of videos, even if you're posting text comments all the time, it's still hard to feel the real effects of this because your presence is somewhat alienated. It's dehumanized. It's impersonal. Once you start posting videos, you're putting out a much more real image of yourself. And I don't mean just physically, but through the connection of minds, much more real image of yourself. I'm going to check time. I'm way over time.